A lot of you guys lately have been asking me on how I get so many prismatic mystery eggs and just a bunch of items overall. But don't you worry, I'm going to be showing you guys the best method that I use personally to get the prismatic mystery eggs and all the items that you need. So if you guys do end up enjoying this video, then make sure to smash the like button and click that subscribe button as well, because it's completely free and I would really appreciate it. So thank you if you do. Also, if you really enjoy pet catchers, trading, and or entering giveaways, then make sure to join my Discord server by clicking the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get on into it and get you guys some items. If you want a chance to win one of the top hat secret pets, well, look no further. I got a challenge for you in this video, and if you win, you have a chance to win one of the top hats. So for this challenge, you need to make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and you gotta find this little guy right here somewhere in the video. He can either pop up in the beginning and or the end, or maybe in the middle. Somewhere in this video, that little guy is gonna pop up, and the first person to find him will win one of the top hats of his choice. So once you find him, you need to post the timestamp of the video and where he's located with your username in the comment section down below. And if you're the first person, then well, you obviously win. So I'll make sure to check it out. Best of luck to you all, and I hope you win. Now, before we actually get into the method, I want to show you guys that it does work and that this is not clickbait. So in my inventory here, items, I have 200 prismatic eggs, a bunch of prismatic items, and just a ton of items overall. I've been doing this since the release of pet catchers. I found this strat a long time ago, and it's pretty basic as well. This is not even really something you can just find. This is just something that's common knowledge. Now, like I said, I've been doing this since the start, just stacking on a ton of items that I do need and don't even need at the same time, just to have them for maybe something in the future that comes up. Now that I showed you guys the method does actually work, let's get on into how to do it. So in order to do this method, you're going to need the 4 most overpowered merchants in the game unlocked. That is the Easter Shop, the Gem Trader in Sunset Shores, the Black Market, which is in Magma Basin, and the Prize Counter in Hyperwave Arcade. Now once you have all 4 of those merchants unlocked, or at least 3 of them, then well, you're pretty much good to go. So that's step 1 completed. Now the next step is going to require you to be a little bit of an experienced player at least, and the reason I say that is because, well, you need gems and tokens. So the recommended gem count, I would say like 500 to 1 million. You pretty much need as many gems as you can, but if not, you can always use alternative like items and tokens to help you out and get the stuff that you need. But having a lot of gems will definitely make this a lot easier. Now, like I said about tokens, you're going to need a good bit of those as well, and I would recommend around 50 to 100 billion. Even if you have a couple billion as well, you still can get a decent amount of items, but you're obviously not going to get as much if you had like 50 to 100 billion or just a lot of tokens overall. But as long as you have some gems, you'll still be able to get some items. Now, this is not required. This is just an option to make this method go a lot faster, and that is prismatic tomes and timeful tomes. So with prismatic tomes, it resets all bosses, all shrines, and re-rolls all shops instantly with one click of a button. You can go back in the merchant, buy all the items, reset, buy them all again, and do that over and over. Now with timeful tomes, this will speed up anything with a timer. So once you use this, it will speed up all boss timers, shrine timers, merchant timers, all that types of stuff. Anything with a timer, it will speed it up by 3 times. So like I said, having these 2 is not required, but it definitely would make this method go a lot faster and would be the best way as well. Now the reason I want you guys to have these merchants unlocked is, well, because you can buy items from them. So if you walk up to a merchant, you can see that right here is a bunch of items. Then you can go through and buy them out. So as you can see, I could buy some mystery scrolls, golden tickets, egg elixir, and super lucky elixir, all that types of stuff. I can just go through and buy it all, and with no problem at all. So if you don't have those merchants unlocked, you won't have better options and or even options in general to get a lot of items, especially the ones you need. Now let's do this method. I'm going to show you how it works. Now that you have a bunch of gems, tokens, and have all the merchants unlocked, and also maybe have some prismatic tomes and stuff like that, now it's time to perform the method. So all you got to do is teleport to every single merchant and buy all the items you need. Then go in your inventory. Like I said, you don't need these, but it's the best way to do it, and pop a prismatic tome. So I'm going to go and pop one, and now I'm going to go to every single merchant. So boom, already there's prismatic mystery eggs inside the Easter merchant. I can just go ahead and buy them. So I'm going to go ahead and buy all real quick for 14 prismatic Sundays. Oh, there's some respawn tomes. I have 8 of them. Let me go and buy them. Golden tickets I don't need, and legendary capsules I'm not too worried about. So let's just head on over to another merchant. Now, like I said, I do this all the time. It is so time consuming, but it's worth it when you have a ton of items, especially for stuff that you need to do. So now we're in Sunset Shores. Now here's a gem trader. Let's see what's in here. Lucky elixir I don't need, legendary cubes, golden tickets, timeful tome. Not going to really buy those right now. Might buy those later. Now let's head on over to the black market. So the black market, like I said, is in Magma Basin. We're going to head on over here, see what the items are. So let's see. Super Lucky Elixir, I'll take all those. Voiding Scrolls, don't really need. Egg Elixir, I'll buy all those. And then Voiding Scrolls, I don't really need. So now let's head on over to the prize counter. So on the prize counter, let's see. We got golden tickets, respawn tomes, I'll take all those. Void Chariots, take all those. Egg Elixir, take all those. And then MLG Ruin, take those, and obviously the Prismatic Paint. So boom, we got a bunch of items already. We checked all the shops. So now it's time to head to all the shrines. Like I said, I do this all the time. So I make sure to pull out my shrine team. I go around and collect these. I got some drops there. There's some drops on the floor, but you'll collect them. The potion shrine, which is in the talent tree. Now I'm gonna head on over to all the other shrines. There we go, the cherry shrine. Go ahead and get some more items there. And then we got the ruin shrine. So now we're going to head on over to the other ones. So let's go ahead and grab the ones inside the cave and gloomy grotto. The boom, there we go, the capsule, then the radioactive jelly. Now let's head on over to the start real fast. Grab those. We don't really need those items, but like I said, I like to grab them just in case I do. Now here's the ticket shrine as well, in case you want to play the mini game a lot, so that's definitely worth it. But now we're gonna head on over here to the gem trader real quick. Grab the gem one. That will help us get a little bit more gems for purchasing stuff. And then the elite eggs and mystery eggs. So there we go. We got all those. And then the last and final shrines are in Mellow Meadows. We're now in Mellow Meadows. Let's go ahead and grab this capsule one and then the wild berries. And then boom, there we go. So we collected all the shrines, we got all the items and even more items because I have a shrine team, and we went through and bought everything that I needed or just wanted in general from the merchants. And now we just got a bunch of items in our inventory. So now what you're going to do is just reset it all over again, or even pop timeful tomes to make it go faster, and or just wait for the full hour of all the merchants and shrines to reset. A lot of the times, and this is going to sound really sweaty, but hey, I grind the game out for you guys and do content for you, so it's pretty much worth it in the end. But I will literally set a timer on my phone waiting for all the merchants to reset in all the shrines. I'll go through, collect them all, buy all the items I need, and then reset and do it all over again, or wait for it to reset. One of the two. So yes, I do this quite a lot and it's very time consuming, but I mean, that's how I'm able to get all the items that I need for content or just to make my pets shiny or, you know, add stuff to them. So it's pretty worth it in the end. And if you grind this method enough and do it as much as I do, then you'll get to a point like me where you have a bunch of items in your inventory where you can pretty much do anything you want with your pets, buy any of the items, and really have no problem with grinding out the game. Now, this is not all I do when it comes down to grinding. Now, I do actually put a lot of AFK work into just being on the game hourly or whenever. Now you're probably thinking, Elcon, you grab all the shrines, all the merchants, but how do you still have as much items as you do? Like, there's no way you're playing legit. There's no way you do this all the time. While I am completely legit and I got all these items legit, I do this all the time. And honestly, I'm happy to admit it. I sweat and grind out the game that I really enjoy and make content for your guys' entertainment as well. So either way, it's a win-win for me. Now, is this the only way that I get all the items I do? No, it's not, because some of them require you to do a lot of grinding, like mini games and, you know, grinding out boss fights as well, which we're going to get into right now. So we are now in the arcade world. If you ever wondered how I get a bunch of gems, tokens, and or items on top of already collecting everything from shrines or buying it all from the merchants, then this is the way that I do it. So the only two things in this game I grind for gems, tokens, and items would be the robot claw machine mini game and the hypercore boss fight. And I literally grind both of these 24/7, and that's how I'm able to get a bunch of gems, tokens, and items. And I'm not joking about grinding them 24/7. That's literally what I do. I either grind them when I'm home at my computer, or I'm AFK grinding them when I leave. Either way, I'm grinding one of them and or both of them to get as many gems, currency, or items as I possibly can. So now you're probably thinking, Elcon, there's no way you can grind out the robot claw machine minigame and or the hypercore boss fight legitimately. You have to be exploiting to do both of those. Well, I'm happy to tell you that I'm not exploiting and 100% doing this legitimately, and it's just by a little program called Tiny Task. So you can AFK the robot claw machine and or the hypercore boss fight while you're away, or you can AFK both of them at the same time. Like I said, it just requires a little program called Tiny Task. Now, I'm not going to show you guys how I set it up because I don't want this video too long for you guys, but there's a ton of other YouTubers out there that release, like, you know, AFKing the hypercore and or AFKing the robot claw. So just look up one of those YouTubers and check out one of those videos, and they should tell you pretty much how to do both of them, and if not both at the same time. So that's literally all I do. I just open Tiny Task, I make my recording, and then it repeats itself over and over. The only thing I do is just walk up to the robot claw machine, complete this, and then walk on over to the hypercore boss fight, defeat him, and then repeat it over and over again, getting a bunch of gems, tokens, and or items. Now there is one little strat that I do when it comes down to fighting the hypercore, and this is actually a super overpowered method to get a bunch of coins and tokens. Not as much as a lot of items, but I'll show you how to increase the amount soon. But what I do is just fight the hypercore at level 1 all the time. Now this is going to consume a lot of respawn tomes, but I already showed you guys about buying all the items from the merchant and the shrine as well, and this little shrine right here will give you respawn tomes as well. So I pretty much just farm up as many respawn tomes as possible, and also getting them from the cube drop as well. And then once I have a bunch saved up and stacked up, then I'll continue to AFK the hypercore. But there's definitely a lot of times I will run out, so I won't be able to grind as much, but either way, it will still help you get a ton of items, a ton of gems, and a ton of tokens. So like I said, when going into the level 1 boss fight, all I gotta do is hit start, and I just sit here and don't even move. I can take all the damage possible and I still will not lose because, well, I'm pretty much going to be one-tapping him every time. Now, obviously, you're going to need a good enough damage team to do this because, well, you need to do a lot of damage where you don't end up getting defeated over and over. So like I said, you just walk in, one-tap him, and boom, there you go. So as you can see right here, I got a bunch of items, 630 gems, 44 million tokens just off of a level 1 boss fight with the hypercore. Now, if you want to know one way I get a bunch of items, that's going to require Prismatic Sundays and the Lucky Elixir. So using both of these will increase the amount of boss drops you get. So if you're fighting the hypercore at level 1, you just pop a Prismatic Sunday and you'll get the super roll boss and enemy drops by +4 boost. Then you also get the lucky roll boost from the Lucky Elixir, which gives you +1 drop on top of the Prismatic Sunday drop. Now you can also use Prismatic Elixirs as well, but I wouldn't really use that just for boss drops. But that's pretty much how you get a lot more items from just a level 1 boss fight. Now when I'm AFKing this as well, I will also pop a Prismatic Sunday for the fortune boost, which gives you 2 times gems, so obviously help you get more gems. And then I pop a token elixir as well to give you more tokens. But that's pretty much what I do to have all the items and currency that I have. Like I said, it's just common knowledge. You just got to find out the best method to get all the stuff and just find some sort of way to AFK it or just grind as much as possible. Now, I'm not just grinding for the benefit of me, I'm grinding for you guys as well, to give you guys content or just to farm up pets or items and stuff to, you know, help people out with shining their pets, put ruins on their pets, or give out pets, all that type of stuff. I'm not doing it, like I said, just for me. I grind for the whole purpose of content and for you guys as well. Now, one thing I have to get more items from boss fights as well, on top of all the boosts and stuff, is the boss drop talent. So these 3 upgrades right here is boss drops 1, 2, and 3, and this will give you a total of 4 drops on top of all the boosts, and depending on what level you're doing as well. So either way, you're going to be able to get a lot more drops. And I also have all these talents as well with, you know, boss cooldown, critical chance so I can do more damage, and health where I don't take much damage. So like I said, if you want to do more damage or get more boss drops, these are the upgrades to go for. Now for the whole method of buying everything from the merchants and collecting everything from the shrines, you're definitely going to need these upgrades as well. Now it's not required at the start, you can just farm your way up to get these, but you're definitely going to need these to get the most out of this method, and that is like shrine drops, which increases the drops you get from a shrine, you know, faster shrine where the cooldown's a lot faster, and then these really important upgrades right here. So we got cheaper shops, which makes all the items in the shop cheaper. We got a couple upgrades of that. And then we have shop stock 1 and shop stock 2. So what these 2 upgrades actually do is it increases the limit of the item you're allowed to buy for every item in the shop. So you guys got to see in the merchants from me, I can buy 2 of every item, and that's because of the upgrade. If you don't have those upgrades, then you'll only be able to buy 1 of each item from every merchant, obviously giving you a lot less of that item. So you definitely want those upgrades. And then bigger shop as well to help increase, you know, rare items spawning in your shop, or just overall being able to get more items. This is definitely necessary. Now this one right here is not really necessary unless you're lazy and just want to click one button and buy all the items in the shop. But if you definitely want to get a bunch of items from merchants and or shrines, then these upgrades are definitely necessary. Now the last and final way that I get a good bit of items as well, and that's from this little guy right here called the Ruin Ravager. So you can actually exchange your useless ruins that you might not need or just don't want for other items that you might need. So especially the respawn tomes, I use this quite a lot to get a bunch of them, and or, you know, Prismatic Sundays for getting prismatic mystery eggs. So either way, it's really helpful, and that's another way I get a lot of items. So hopefully I answered all your guys' questions on how I get a specific item a lot or just a bunch of items in general. This is everything that I do, and like I said, I grind 24/7, so I do really sweat this game a lot. So you're pretty much going to have to put a lot of time in if you want all the stuff that I have. but either way, it's worth it in the end if you really enjoyed the game. So hopefully I brought truth to all the exploiting accusations, or even a lingering thought of me exploiting. Either way, if you still think I'm exploiting, that's totally fine. I don't really care. If you guys have any questions regarding this video and or pet catchers in general, then let me know in the comment section down below. Without further ado, this is the end of the video, so make sure to smash the like button, click that subscribe button, and click the notification bell to never miss an upload. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.